Week podcast. Kevin Hurt, Brian Sherrod on this Sunday morning. Let's go. Yeah. Listen. Thank you, everybody, tuning in. NYMD Podcast, StreamYard, YouTube. Subscribe, like us. Facebook, IG, Twitter at NYMD Podcast. And, of course, we're on Spreaker, Stitcher apps, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Wherever you find podcasts, you will find the NYMD Podcast. We got a lot to talk about. We got time, but we don't have a lot of time. We got to talk about stuff. We're going to start from the beginning. And, I got to start with this. There's nothing more important than this first topic we got to talk about.
Okay, let's go.
Yes. Why in the world was It's a Wonderful Life on last night?
Yo, it's so funny you say that. Because I was talking to somebody.
Someone explain to me why this was on a random Saturday in the early part of December.
Yeah, so I found out about it by accident, and I was like, wait a minute, why is it on? Why is it on? But I think they normally do this. Don't they normally put it on like earlier in the year and then they put it on Christmas Eve, right?
And usually what they used to do in my and what I since I'm an aficionado of the movie.
Yes.
I believe they used to put it on USA earlier in the part of the year. Because USA is an NBC owned company.
Okay.
So they used to play it on USA on a random Saturday or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was used to. Not it being on NBC twice. It was usually on USA, then they showed it on NBC at the appropriate time.
Okay.
So then I remember, because I was just taken aback by it in between all these championship games. I put on another random Christmas movie. Like, play Die Hard or something. You know what I mean? Put on something else. It's a Wonderful Life on the 4th of December does not feel right. And I was offended by that. I was offended by that. Now,
yeah, it's way too. Look, I love the movie. That's one movie. It's two movies. Like, I could watch Christmas movies like up until the date of Christmas, but there's two movies I gotta watch like at the proper time. One is A Christmas Story. That's only on Christmas because.
Wait. So that was my next thing. Did you know? Because someone I saw on Facebook tweeted this out.
No.
And the quote was, "It's not Thanksgiving without this movie playing in the background."
Oh, yeah. It's not Thanksgiving without Christmas Story playing in the background? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. But they play it on, I guess they do a marathon of it like they do. I mean, I don't think it's all day.
Wow.
But why have it on Thanksgiving? Like Santa just came out at 11:58 down Herald Square. And then like once that's over, you're like, okay, boom, everybody put on A Christmas Story. No. Or does it come up? Like Thanksgiving's about Thanksgiving and Santa comes out. It's about the parade. Right. Santa comes out. Right. Then you can start the Christmas music. I don't think you should start your traditional Christmas movies unless you want to watch something. I think maybe Elf is okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's just, but not a Christmas Story is a day of, period. I can't watch that thing other than the day of. I can't.
Yeah, Christmas Story. That's got to be on Christmas, and
that's got to be the only thing on TV.
Right, exactly.
Until the NBA starts.
Come downstairs with the kids.
Yeah,
turn on Christmas Story, and that's running. That's running like
all day.
Yeah, at least all morning for me.
Yeah,
it's not all day, but at least all morning.
Well, it depends on what the 12 o'clock NBA game.
Right.
It's not good. It is Christmas Story.
Right.
So,
and then It's a Wonderful Life, dude. That's like a week of Christmas thing. You know what I mean? Like, I can't watch It's a Wonderful Life anytime before the week of Christmas.
No, there's not a thing. But that's what I'm saying. They need to make Thanksgiving movies. Yeah. There's no Thanksgiving albums. There's no Thanksgiving songs. You know what I'm saying? Somebody needs to make a Thanksgiving movie. No, but you don't put a Christmas movie on Thanksgiving.
No.
I got a problem with it.
absolutely. I'm totally with you on that one, man. So yeah, It's a Wonderful Life should not be on December 3rd.
No,
December
4th,
4th,
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. No, it's too early.
God. But speaking of Christmas movies, I gotta put in a real quick because I know we got a lot to talk about.
Yep.
I have a recommendation for a Christmas movie that I think anybody growing up in the 80s would like. It came out on HBO Max. It's called 8-Bit Christmas, right? And the whole premise of the movie is about a kid trying to get a Nintendo for Christmas. Like it's like a kid in this whole search for a Nintendo for Christmas. But I really liked it because there's a lot of 80s nostalgia in it. That was actually the first Christmas movie I watched this year. I watched it with the kids and they liked it too. Okay. So if you haven't heard of it, it's on HBO Max. It's called 8-Bit Christmas. It's really good. It's all about a kid trying to get his first Nintendo. Anyway,
listen, that's worth it.
Yeah, it's good though. But it's very well done, man.
I remember those days.
Yeah, and it takes you back. We were just talking about before the show, like things that kind of relate to you emotionally when you watch them.
Yeah, unlike Hawkeye. Yes. Yes.
This is one that got to me because like this was me growing up in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you might check it out, man. We want to start it today, man. We have so much to talk.
We have a lot. First thing I want to start with those. Congratulations to my Portland Timbers, my MLS team, making the MLS Cup. Okay. They made it to the final. They beat Salt Lake City yesterday on 2-0 to make it to they own a championship as well, but this would be a second one, so I'm rooting them on. So congratulations to them. That would be the only soccer talk for the day because we got to start with college football.
We got to, man.
There's not, again, my favorite sport, the best sport, and most passionate fans besides the English soccer fans.
I give you that.
But the most passionate fan bases, yesterday was a good day and a bad day for a lot of people.
Okay, before we go with yesterday, can we rewind this to Monday?
Okay.
Because a lot of stuff took place this week, and I just gotta know. There was a domino effect that took place in the world of college football when it came to these coaches, right? So USC had a vacant position. We find out Lincoln Riley's going to USC, and this is what I wanted to ask you because I really don't have any idea. I know USC is a story program, and this may sound like blasphemy. This is coming out of a place for ignorance, but because USC has been so down, somewhat, these past for the last decade or so, I don't know. Is this like a lateral? Like, is this a lateral move?
Oh, but of course, the USC is as they call it, a blue blood position.
So this is a step up from.
No. Okay. It's a step across.
Okay, it is. Okay, all right.
Step across. It's not. Both are storied programs. USC still has the cachet of being USC. Of the people that they produce from that school. Yes, they've been down. But they're still US. Like if you look again, I still go back to the Pete Carroll. Look what it did for Pete Carroll. Like He went from pros, he went there, got his career back to where he was hired back in the NFL again, and made that program something special. They're just UCLA is good. Like UCLA is the basketball school. You know what I mean? Right. They've done well recently. I know they got Chip Kelly, but USC is the football school, and USC is in LA. It's like they're the Lakers of college football. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody will go to the games when they were good. They're an attraction. They're just an attraction, and they're a huge program.
Okay, so why not just stay at Oklahoma? Or no, better question, why not go to LSU? Because I knew we know with Orgeron leaving, I was like, well, why wouldn't he go to the SEC? In a bigger conference than go to the Pac-12 or whatever.
Yeah, that's the three letters. Why would you go to the SEC? Why?
That's a step up. That's the best conference.
Well, his no.
Well, the SEC is the best conference in college football.
Oklahoma's going to the SEC.
Oh,
in a couple of years. Remember them in Texas?
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. So conference realignment.
Right.
So they were already going. So he didn't have to go to LSU or Florida or wherever. He could have just stayed there.
Wow. So this sounds like to me he's running away from the SEC. He sounds like a little, I don't know. It sounds like he's a little scared. Or...
No, he's not. The thing is, he's not running away. He knows. To me, it's smart. Oklahoma, as good as Oklahoma is in the Big 12, you can't. The level of people you recruit is going to be tough to beat Oklahoma in the SEC. They're going to be like Texas A&M's been good. They had some seasons where they may have been 10-2, but they're mostly an 8-4, 9-3 program. That's not acceptable at Oklahoma. They want you in the college football playoffs where they've been all the time. And it's hard for you. And I don't know if they're going to be in the East or the West or whatever, however the realignment is going to be when they get to the SEC. But it's not going to be easy. So why put your future there when you can leap to a team that has all the resources, all the alumni, all the background, all the everything, the glitz, glamour, all that good stuff at USC, and in a weaker conference, and you still get the cachet, you still get the notoriety, you still get everything you want. All these kids are now decommitting to places and going to USC now. He's getting the top recruits already.
I was gonna say if I'm USC, I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic.
Oh, yeah, dude, they're sitting there like they're sitting there watching. You know what? They're watching a Christmas Story right now. They got their BB gun. This is their BB gun. Just as long as they don't shoot themselves in the eye with it, they're fine.
Yeah, I know my man. I know my man Will Ferrell. You know he's probably doing jumping jacks. Right now.
All of the USC community. I know Matt Leiner's probably happy. I mean, Reggie Bush, since they're now good again, I know he's happy. Marcus Allen's happy, I'm sure. Yeah. OJ, I'm sure he's happy. But no, it's a great hire for them. It's a great hire for them.
All right, well, let's talk about the LSU hire, and this is what I really want to get your opinion on. So Brian Kelly leaves Notre Dame. He's headed to LSU. Is that a good hire? I've never been really that high on Brian Kelly, but maybe Yeah,
Brian Kelly's a really good coach. He's a really good coach. And he's been there 13 seasons. He's actually the all-time winningest coach in Notre Dame history.
Okay.
Over Knute Rockne and over Lou Holtz.
Is that mostly due to longevity, though, being there for 13 years?
Well, they've gotten like 10 wins almost every. I mean, he's done a good job. They made the college football playoffs, I think, a couple of times. But of course, when they play the Alabamas and stuff, they get blown out. They don't get the same level of athlete.
In the Cincinnati's, they.
Well, they lost. Yes, they lost to Cincinnati, but that was their only loss of the season.
Yeah.
So, and Cincinnati's a good team, but it's there's a point in a coach's life where he knows they plateaued in a way, right? So he's 60 something, or at least 60, and like he needs another challenge. The difference is if you go to Baton Rouge, you're going to get another level of athlete that you're not getting at Notre Dame. You're going to get a different sort of program that you would have in Notre Dame. Because remember all those times he got in trouble for whatever he kept saying out of his mouth at Notre Dame? He ain't going to have that problem at LSU unless he talks about LSU.
Okay.
So he goes down there and starts talking about Bama and beating them and whatever. Oh, they'll love that. He can talk about gumbo. I love gumbo, and just become a Cajun. They'll be happy. But he also needs to win. So
is this a good fit? And I'm just asking your opinion. Is this a good fit for your LSU? Is this a good fit for him?
Honestly, personally, I think it's weird.
Yeah.
Fit because he's such a northerner to go to that sort of school that's a very Southern-esque, very Southern school and culture. Yeah. Like it's almost ingrained there, but he is a good enough coach where he can make it work as long as they get the right recruits.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, you got to think, Lane Kiffin's down there. They got Jimbo Fisher. You got your boy, Nick Saban. That's all in one division. So, they got some heavy hitters, and it's fun. It's fun to watch.
Okay. So this leads me to my next question. Who's the Who's going to get the Notre Dame job? Are there any prospects?
The defensive coordinator who they brought in was promoted to the full-time head coach.
Oh, he was promoted?
Yeah.
Who's this?
I don't remember his name.
Oh, okay.
It's not like a big name.
Okay, but it's
just someone that they, obviously their defense improved. It's just someone that they know that's inside the program that they really do, that they like. And the team really took to it too. When they promoted him, the team was very ecstatic about it. So I forgot his name.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously he's not like the bigger name. Yeah, I can't find it.
Okay.
Yeah, but good for him. Good for him. So it's not like a huge name like everybody else, but it's the good move. But the best move out of all that to me was Lane Kiffin. What you would call it, going to USC. Lincoln Riley. It's just it's USC. It's USC.
To me, that seemed like a perfect fit.
It is. It totally is. Him, LA, getting those recruits in there. Yeah. Like USC will be back, folks.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be back. Yeah. All right, man. Let's talk about these games yesterday, man. Let me tell you something, Hurt. I watched 3 college football games yesterday, Hurt. 3.
Wow.
3.
That's more than a season.
It probably, yeah. other than Maryland, yes. And they were all good games, man. I watched Cincinnati, Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Alabama and Georgia.
Marcus Freeman is his name. Marcus Freeman, the head coach.
Okay, right. Marcus Freeman. Okay. Mm-hmm. And I watched Michigan and Iowa. And all 3 of those games were what I expected. It was funny. I saw that Alabama was a 7-point underdog. I was talking to my brother. I was like, no, no way. Look, I know Georgia undefeated. They've been killing people, but this is Alabama we're talking about. And
yes, I know, right?
I know. I watched 3 of them.
3 games, yo. 3.
2 at the same time. 2
championship games at the same damn time.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm telling you.
But no, man, when I heard Alabama was getting 7 points, man, like, come on. Like, how you gonna, if I were a betting man, I would have bet Alabama all the way, man. You don't give Nick Saban 7 points. Come on. Georgia wasn't going to beat Alabama by a touchdown. That was never going to happen.
No, they weren't, but they should have won the game. Georgia throughout the season was a better team. Just when they go and they face Alabama, it's like they look at some sort of boogeyman and they lose it. And that's exactly what happened. I just felt like they just saw the reflection or whatever it is when they face Alabama. Exactly what happened. They cannot get over that hump.
Yep,
they can't, and they didn't.
Yeah, I gotta say. So Alabama, I was impressed with. I knew they were going to win that game. It seems like Alabama is like the Georgia kryptonite, man. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm really curious to see what's going to happen in the playoffs. But I gotta say, I wasn't really that impressed with Cincinnati. I wasn't really that impressed with Michigan, man. I've seen Michigan play a couple times now, and I think they're a good defensive team. Their offense is whatever. I mean, they're good. I mean, they're a good team. I mean, they're right now. They're the number 2 team, and I knew they were going to beat Iowa. That really won the game, but I was more of a defensive team. Their offense is not that great, and their quarterback did not play well yesterday at all. He was so erratic, man. That dude was all over the place yesterday. But even still, even though I think, what was it, 42-3, I really wasn't that impressed with Michigan. And honestly, I think Michigan's route, I mean, Michigan really needs to be number 1, and this is what I want to get your opinion on, so they could take on Cincinnati, because other than that, I don't see them having any success in the playoffs. So basically, I want you to break down who the 4 teams in the playoffs are going to be and who's going to be ranked where. What's going to be the seedings?
Well, they're going to seed them at noon today on ESPN.
Okay.
So that comes on. They actually interrupt their NFL Live stuff, which comes on earlier, to put out the college football their final 25 ranking. So the top, to me, and this is where I think I was talking to Dan about this yesterday. Are they brave enough? And I use the word brave to have a Georgia-Alabama matchup again. Because we all know Georgia losing will put them at number 3. They're not going behind Cincinnati.
No, absolutely.
They'll be ahead of Cincinnati. But Michigan, who's been number 2, dominated their championship game, gave up 3 points to a very well-respected Iowa team. Everybody respects Iowa. Alabama was Alabama. Alabama's loss was to an unranked team earlier in the season. Yes, they did beat the number 1 team. Do you leapfrog them? And I feel like if you leapfrog Michigan, you're only doing it because you don't want to see a Georgia-Alabama matchup. And if they do that, I'm going to be royally pissed off.
Wow. Okay, so you think Michigan should be the number 1 team?
Michigan's number 2. They won 42-3.
Wow.
Over a ranked team. It's not like Iowa was 7-5.
Right.
It was, they were a ranked top 25, top 15 team.
And Iowa was in the top 10 for a while.
They were up. They were like number 2 they were up real high for a while. But it doesn't. It's still just where you are now. They're still a ranked team. No, they're not number 1, but they're number 13. But they were dominated. And the last time you saw Michigan on the field, they dominated Ohio State. They really did. So they dominated 2 teams, 2 top 10, top 15 teams in a row.
Wow, I was not I was expecting you to say Alabama should be number 1.
No, they shouldn't. And there's again, yes, they beat Georgia, but remember, this is the same team that went to 4 overtimes against Auburn last week.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And won by 2 points. But the thing that motivated them is exactly what you said. I don't care how good Georgia is. And they had probably their best team that they've had. You do not sit there and put in front of Nick Saban's face a 7-point underdog. They did that on purpose. There's no way. There's no way. Even if you think Georgia is by far the most dominant team in college football, which they have been. They had 0 losses. They're still playing. Yes, Alabama struggled. They lost to an unranked Mississippi State team, I think it was, earlier in the season. They struggled against Auburn. Auburn hasn't been good, even though it's a rivalry game. They won by 2 points. They've been up and down all season with their offense, and they've given up a lot of points here and there, and blah, blah, blah. Okay? They still come in with only 1 loss. But there's no way on the green earth that we live on, blue, that I would ever make Alabama a 7-point underdog. You're not giving fuel to a fire. You're just giving them a tanker full of gasoline. Because Nick Saban is the master. The dude, I was watching Game Day, and both coaches were up there talking about being in the SEC. And I don't care what Kirby Smart says. And I know the dude, because the dude next to you has the rings. He has the rings. You have like an assistant ring with him, but you ain't got your own rings.
Right.
No matter what, he's still radiating. It's like you're sitting there next to, Thanos. And you're good. You're Tony, but you ain't got the rings.
Cincinnati is not the number 3 team in the country, man.
They're not putting Cincinnati.
No.
You're not moving Georgia from 1 to 4.
No.
That's not going to happen. So, to me, it should be Michigan, Bama, Georgia, Cincinnati. Done.
So, is this solely based on, like, the committee, playoff committee, or whatever this committee is?
Yeah.
I'm with you, dude. They got to put Michigan number 1. Because my thing is, if they're number 2, what more, like, why are you penalizing them?
That's what you would be doing.
Yeah, why are you penalizing? They dominate. They almost beat a team. They beat a team by 39 points. they shouldn't be penalized. If they're the number 1-2, if they're the number 1-2 team in the country and number 1 loses, and they dominate their game, they need to be number 1.
But now again, these committee members are not you, not me. They're college football, purists, so to speak, right? Oh, also, by the way, did you see Kent State's jerseys yesterday?
Kent State, no.
Yeah, okay. They had on powder blues, so which I didn't know was really. I've never seen them wear a powder blue before, but they wore a powder blue uniform yesterday. Okay. So I was a little bit taken because they usually don't wear that, and actually, this is like their first time in like the championship game, like forever. So it was a weird
color scheme, right?
It's blue. It's like a darker blue and a gold, but they broke out. They kind of look like those goody headache tablets or something, like colors. It looked kind of weird, but they got blown out. So that's what happens. But going back to what I was saying. So someone like you who doesn't really watch a lot of college football, but what if they come away with the opinion that you had? Oh, it's 42-3, but they weren't really impressive. You know what I mean? Where Alabama still put 41 up on what supposedly is the best team in the SEC or in the country. What if they come in with that? Michigan has a loss as well. Alabama has a loss. Even though Alabama again struggled last week, they had a great game this week. What if they come across with that? That's the issue I have. But to me, you cannot penalize Michigan for whooping Ohio State's butt for the first time in forever. Here we go. I discussed that before the show. And yes, you won by 1 point in second place, where I'm so proud of you, even though I missed a week. You're so good that I missed a week and you beat me by 1 point. Only because Wake Forest lost. That's the only thing that killed me. Wake Forest losing the ACC championship game killed me. Thank you, Wake Forest. Chris Paul could not help you. Tim Duncan could not help you.
All right.
The ghost of Dan Marino, who's still alive, but still his old Pittsburgh days came back to haunt me. That's all.
Aaron Donald,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Tony Dorsett came back.
James Conner.
What was his name? Kevin Van Dyke or something. And a Van Dyke at the quarterback once. Came back to haunt me. But whatever. But no, it should be Michigan, Bama, Georgia, Cincinnati done.
Okay.
Oh, stop it. Oh, my God. Now you're getting on my nerves.
Really?
Empire Pick'em? No.
Really?
Exactly. Don't show that again. Matter of fact, let's just.
Yeah, maybe you are Mel Kiper because you get them wrong.
Hey, first of all, right. You leave Mel Kiper. First of all, Mel Kiper not only is a Baltimorean, he's also a Crows fan like you are. So that could be why some of his judgment's bad. But that dude knows what he's talking about. So real quick with a rundown yesterday.
Oh, I have another question for you.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Real quick.
Yep.
We don't have to stay on this topic, but I was talking to my brother yesterday, right? And we were watching Michigan, and I was like, if Michigan loses, does this put Notre Dame in the top 4? And then I was thinking, do they deserve? I think like if Notre Dame got in the playoffs because of teams' losses, I think that's weak. Because I feel like because they don't have a championship game, they shouldn't slide in where people have these championship games where they're playing these top teams. They're playing these top teams. And yeah, they lost, but it's because they had these championship games. So I don't think Notre Dame should benefit by sliding in when they don't have to play a championship game.
Well, that's just how can I put it? This is how it works with Notre Dame. So
yeah, but why?
But if you rank them that high, right? That's what could happen. So that's the committee ranking them up there. So, like, say for instance, Alabama lost, right? Oklahoma State lost in that game. Oh my God! You want to talk about a game I watched where I was like, "What is going on?" So they lost. I don't even know who was number 6. I think Notre Dame was 5, maybe.
I think they were 5.
They were 5. So you can't put them ahead of Cincinnati because Cincinnati beat them. But you're not putting in a 2-loss team. So by default, they would roll in the number 4. That's exactly what would happen because
that's so weak.
Because 5 lost
I get that.
Was it? Yeah, 6 lost. I don't even know who 7 is.
I
But
don't
all
like
those teams behind them or ahead of them lost.
I just think that's so unfair, man. And I get it. They're Notre Dame, but so what? Like,
but the committee, that's the whole thing. If the committee, and I'm not even blaming Notre Dame. I blame the committee. The committee put them in that position. They ranked them that high. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those people on there put them in the position to get into the playoffs by if other teams lose.
Yeah.
So that's on them. That's not even on Notre Dame because Notre Dame's not in. The only time they were in a conference was last season.
But right, and it didn't happen, so we don't have to worry about it. But do you agree with me, or do you think I'm off? I just think they shouldn't benefit from people losing when they don't get it, when they don't play in a championship.
No, this is how can I?
I mean, I'm just asking for your.
No, I don't have a problem with it because the committee put them there. If you don't think they deserve to put them in there, don't put them that high.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? You should put them low. Like, man, we don't want this team going in there because let's look at their strength of schedule. They lost to a top 4 team. They lost to Cincinnati. They won all their other games. They beat, USC's and the Stanfords and, whoever in the ACC that they played. And, Navy, Army, Air Force, Coast Guard. Yeah, I said Coast Guard there. They beat all those teams. They're 11-1. So they ranked them where they ranked them. So if teams lost, that's where they would have been. That's on the committee, not on Notre Dame.
Okay. Yeah. All right. By the way, these Kent State unis suck. All right.
Yes, thank you. I because they were like, oh, they're wearing a powder blues. I'm like, what? I was like, what? It just don't. It doesn't fit them.
No.
And that blue doesn't go with that yellow or
gold.
It does not. That they had. I thought they just tried too hard on that one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay. And I was really taken aback. I'm like, because you know what? I hate to say it. This is going to sound mean. But they look like a really bad HBCU team that like really had a bad budget on like unis or something. Yeah. Like it's just we're not spending money. Like they look bad.
Yeah, they're not good.
Yeah, Southern looks way better than they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they tried too hard. They failed, but they lost. Illinois won. So.
All right. So we will go
Illinois though. Remember, their head coach was a former running backs coach for the Ravens.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh damn, I can't think of his name. I forgot about that, dude. I totally forgot.
Yeah, but so real quick, the Pac-12 champion is Utah. They decimated, destroyed, and beat up the Ducks. It wasn't even close. That was Friday night. That was just sad. As Wake Forest lost the ACC championship game to Pitt. Pitt winning their first ACC championship. San Diego State getting blown by Utah State. I mean, in the Mountain West. That wasn't even close. That was 46-13. San Diego State just didn't even show up. I don't know what happened. Louisiana finishing their season in the Sun Belt, beating App State 24-16 in their championship game. The head coach of Louisiana, I think, will be taking over for Florida soon. Going down, to me, the game of the day, or whatever it was this Baylor Oklahoma State game. I've never seen a team that can't score from the 5-yard line 7 times.
That's crazy.
And that 4th down play was just heartbreaking.
Oh,
in the game.
So close.
And I was like, he has the angle. I was like,
yeah.
I was really like you saw it, right?
Yes.
He had the momentum to just dart in, but he tried the long way and he came up short. Dude, and I know their leading rusher was out of the game, the whole game, so he didn't even play. And I'm not, I don't root for teams called Cowboys. This just fundamentally can't do it. But I picked them to win this game because I thought they beat Oklahoma this year. This is their year.
Yeah.
To win the Big 12. But man, that was tough, dude. That was a tough game. It was a good game. It was a good game, but it was tough. I really thought they pulled it out, but it's the agony of defeat here, man. So yeah, but yeah, that's it. So those are all the championship games for the season, and now of course bowl season's coming up. It's the most wonderful time of the year. So,
yeah, man, we found out who my Terps going to play, Hurt.
Yeah, that's exciting. All right, so before we get into the NFL, speaking of Terps, which is a good segue, what happened?
All right, I'm gonna break this down for you.
What? Because that was breaking news by our friend Rudy.
No, it was Dan.
No, I think it was Rudy.
No, Dan. I thought it was Dan.
I really was it. I don't. Was it?
I just remember getting that text.
Well, Dan, you're on. Was it you that broke the news of Turgeon, or was it Rudy? I really thought it was Rudy.
Okay, maybe it was Rudy, but I thought it was Dan, and I just my mouth dropped, and it dropped not because he didn't deserve this.
Yeah, it was Dan. Good job, Dan.
Not because he didn't deserve this, but because the timing is just
during the season, like during the season.
Yeah. So let me break this down for you real quick. First of all, this was long overdue. And first of all, this was not a resignation. This was not a mutual parting. This was a firing. Okay. This was a firing, and Maryland, playing nice. It's called saying they mutually agreed to part ways. No coach is going to resign 6 games into the season. Come on now. But Mark Turgeon, he's been a fine coach. He's been okay. We have a couple of Big Ten championships. We really got hurt by the COVID season. The Terps would have likely been a number 2 or 3 seed. They won the Big Ten. They had a pretty good team, but that was the year where everything just got shut down, and that was it. I don't even remember what happened last year. I think they did make the NCAA last year, but I don't even remember. But here's the thing: Turgeon's been fine, but fine's not good enough. Fine is good, if you're a mid-major or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He turned Maryland into like a mid-major program. Dude, we are Maryland. We are Maryland. We expect to go to the tournament every year. We don't expect to be watching the selection show hoping that we get in. That's not who Maryland is. We're Maryland. We wake up and go to Sweet 16s. We wake up in a championship contenders. That's who we are. But you turned this into a freaking mid-major, dude. And you got to go. You were here for like 10 years. You had to go. We don't lose to Richmond and Virginia Tech.
No, definitely not Virginia Tech. Ooh.
I mean, come on, dude. On Len Bias night.
Ooh.
On Len Bias night, the place is packed. And we're going to lose to Virginia Tech? Dude, you got to go. You got to go. So this was long overdue. Like I said, it's weird. Like, he's been good enough to kind of keep his job, but just not. But you know what I mean? Like, but he hasn't been great, and he's not a good coach. One thing I hate, right? He turned, like, we went to the Big Ten, and he turned Maryland into a Big Ten basketball team. I can't stand Big Ten basketball because it's that slow down, boring brand of basketball. With Gary Williams, we had the press, running gun type of offense, which is exciting. You know what I mean? Fast break, all that stuff. I don't want to see. The brand of basketball we play, dude, is like point guard brings up the ball, dribble, pass it around the perimeter, dribble, 5 seconds left on the clock, throw the ball inside, shoot. They don't pass the ball. If it goes in the paint and ain't coming back out, it's just a bad brand of offensive basketball, boring brand of basketball, to the point where, me, I'm a big time Maryland basketball dude. Dude, I stopped watching the games, and then every time I watch like some big important games, we will lose them. It's just boring. So he had to go. I have no idea who we're going to get. But it was about time. He had to go. Good riddance, man. Good riddance. You made Maryland basketball into a freaking mid-major, man. No.
Well, I mean, you got Danny Manning now.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, man.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes, but I don't know, man. Look, it was about time, but now, as far as the future goes, I have no idea what's going to happen.
I'm just still confused why this happened now. Why didn't this happen?
Because we lost to Virginia Tech on Len Bias. I think that was the final straw. I think that was the final straw. Look, we got to do better than this. We're Maryland, man. So that's what I think. So.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was just like, what?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not I'm not a Maryland person. You are, but I still I almost feel like I mean, the season just started.
Sure, they have a chance. They have a chance, Dan.
Townsend has a chance. I mean, so everybody's got a chance. The season just
started. Merlin will be okay. I just hope Danny Manning does.
Now, do you think they looked at it and said, Brendan Freese is doing okay? Why can't you?
Dude, I'm telling you, they looked at it because this dude's is not enough, dude. We're Maryland. We're freaking Maryland, man. If he were coaching some type of mid-major team, that's fine. That's fine. We are Maryland, man. This isn't good. Like I said, for us to be watching on Selection Sunday, hoping our name pops up, that's not Maryland. That's not Maryland, dude.
Well, let me ask you, do you real quick before we need to get into football?
Yeah, we gotta, yeah.
But real quick, this whole move to the Big Ten. I mean, like all in all, in the I don't know how many seasons it's been, 8 now, almost 10. That you guys been there. What's your overall feeling, and do you think it's helped Maryland?
Probably financially, but other than that, I wish we had stayed in the ACC.
Like, you don't think brand wise that has helped, or rivalry wise, or
no? I just
I feel like it seemed like it brought your men's basketball program down. Not saying to the
no. I actually think it helped. I think it actually helped basketball. Yeah, in a sense that I don't really think the Big Ten is that great of a conference, and because we didn't have that great of a team, we were always near the top. But I think it's only a reflection of how, I don't want to say how bad the conference is, but how
mediocre.
No, I won't say mediocre, but there's a lot of parity in the Big Ten conference.
Yeah, no.
So there's a lot of parity there, and I think because of that, it makes Maryland basketball look better than it actually is. You know what I mean? But I just feel like being in the ACC with the Dukes, you know what I mean, and the North Carolinas, that's legit. You know what I mean? Like ACC is legit. I just wish we had stayed, man.
Yeah, I just feel like
my interest in Maryland basketball has waned ever since we made that transition. So
yeah, I feel like it almost feels like how Nebraska feels being there.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's a good school, a good program. It just seemed out of place. And they still haven't really fit in. And I feel like you guys just haven't really fit in yet.
Yeah.
Because you're not really that type of school. You're not a Michigan. You know what I'm saying? You're not Ohio State. You're Maryland. You're a whole different breed of type of school, you know? Same, big school still, but just not the same as Indiana. Or, you know what I mean? It just, I don't know. Yeah. Or Wisconsin. Or soda.
Yeah.
It is what it is. All right, let's get to that National Football League.
Before we do, one last thing real quick before we get to NFL, I want to bring up baseball real quick and how baseball just keeps shooting themselves in the freaking foot. Why does this freaking sport keep killing itself? Gosh. Like, I don't baseball wakes up every day and says, what can I do to alienate my fans today? What can I do to piss people off, to piss my fan base off today? They do it all the time. I've never seen a sport, that cares absolutely nothing about its fan base. The NFL, they care about their fan base. They care about their fan base. Baseball, they don't care. They absolutely do not care. You could tell during the pandemic when they, instead of getting the season started in May, they waited till freaking June and July, only had a 70-game season. Now we're here to lockout. Dude, I just had to vent because I love, it's weird. I have this love-hate relationship with baseball. I love the sport of baseball. It's the best sport out of any. It's our favorite sport.
Yeah.
I hate the business of baseball. I hate like once you take the sport aspect and the game out of it, I hate everything else about baseball. I really do. It just sucks, man. Like the players don't. The players don't care. They don't care about the fans. Management doesn't care about the fans.
So yeah, so why should the fans care?
The commissioner could care less about the fans. It's just sad, man. It's just sad.
Mike Trout doesn't care about the fans.
Oh, stop it! He loves the fans.
He loves Mike Trout in there.
Yeah, but this is going to one of these days, dude. This is going to really mess up baseball. This y'all keep messing with the fans. Y'all keep doing this stuff.
Well, this is my question to you.
Oh, and real quick, what I'm talking, I didn't address what we're talking about. Major League Baseball went into a lockout. The owners decided to lock out the players this week. So baseball is shut down for the first time in 25 years. So who knows when it's going to get started back up. I just wanted to state what's going on. But go ahead.
Yeah. Do you think, and maybe this is the big thing to me, do you think anybody really cares?
You know what? That's a good question. And I don't know if enough people do care.
I don't think so. You remember this used to be like 20. This almost used to be when MLB used to go, or almost any league, but mostly MLB. When they used to go to like lockout, whatever, I swear it was like CNN. It was 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like, owners showing up at 3 a.m. Let's see if we can get a deal done. It's like Congress trying to pass a bill. You know what I mean? Like that's how it used to be. They said they had a lockout this week. I've seen college football. I've seen NFL. I've seen hockey. I've seen whatever. There's no news. Like they used to lead, like SportsCenter would lead with day 7 of the lockout.
Yeah.
They don't lead with that. That's like the 8th story. I don't think people care.
Well,
I don't think people care. The only way they'll care is if this goes towards March. Then it's like, wait a second. Are we not going to have – because right now it's December, right? So if it goes towards the point where we think spring training is going to start late and the season's going to get hurt, then people will care. I don't think anybody cares right now. I really don't. I haven't even thought about it. You know how much I love baseball. Whatever. Until it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, we're getting a little bit too close here. Then I'll start caring. Otherwise, I really don't have that panicky, I'm upset this happened feeling. I don't care.
Because I'm sick and tired of baseball taking the fans for granted. I just get sick and tired of it. And that's what they're doing.
They've been doing it, though. They're the
That's what I'm saying. Why does this keep happening, man?
Because people still try to go. This is why they're still 3rd, 4th, whatever number they are, because they keep doing this. They think they're more important than what they are. They really do. And, again, no one likes Manfred. As much as people,
he's the worst. He might be the worst. Dude, he might be worse than Bud Selig, yo.
Ooh, wow, those are fighting words right there.
No, but think about it.
Yeah, but I think okay, I know people can go after Goodell, not like Goodell. Goodell's a fan-friendly dude.
Let me tell you something.
You know what I'm saying?
Goodell is doing his job, and he's doing his job well. Goodell don't work for us. He don't work for the fans. He works for them owners. And them owners are getting paid. Oh, yeah. Goodell got a 17th game. Goodell got the owners bidding for Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
He's making money hand over fist for them owners. So we don't like Goodell. They love Goodell.
Of course. He's doing and he takes all the heat.
Right, exactly.
He takes all the heat for all the decisions, even though again he's not he's employed by these people, right? So Manfred, who am I missing? And not David Stern. I always say David Stern. Adam Silver, fan friendly. Like you feel like you can go. I swear, Manfred looks like an old mob boss to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Shay, we ain't gonna get the players over here, Shay. Yeah. Just like it's almost like he's this seedy, guy making a deal to get things done. And it just doesn't. I don't know why baseball always gets these people, but they do. And until people stop going to games, and which I believe a lot of them have, even though there's obviously a lot of TV money, there's a lot of money to go out there. Again, I haven't seen a baseball game. I know COVID's been around. but I haven't seen a baseball game in a while. I don't even have the enthusiasm to go see as much as I used to. You know what I mean? And it's because of how they've done things.
Think about it. The All-Star game was right around the corner from us, and we didn't go.
No, I didn't care. No one cared. That's the whole thing. Your most marketable, your best player in baseball, no one knows about. It doesn't make sense to me.
Not even Shohei Ohtani could get you to Camden Yards this year, dude.
No, and I love Shohei Ohtani. Nothing's getting me to Camden Yards this year. Maybe next year. Even the Mets were there, and I still didn't go. So I was like, I'll be not open next year. If I get this booster shot, maybe I'll feel a little bit better. We'll see. But right. that's another story. So
right, we gotta move on to the NFL, dude. We have not a lot of time left. Good Lord.
Nope, not a lot of time. So we'll redo 2 weeks of Survivor next week. All right, let's roll down. Let's get through these games from the previous week and go into our predictions real quick.
All right, man. So first of all, biggest surprise from last week, Hurt.
Well, no, that was this week. I almost said Taysom Hill being quarterback, but hold on a second. I got to get to the biggest thing from last week.
I know what my biggest surprise was.
Well, I mean, the literal, unadulterated, unabated butt whooping that Steelers got. Now I knew. I think we picked Cincinnati. You picked Cincinnati. I think I picked Pittsburgh.
I think both of us picked Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I mean, that wasn't even close from the get-go. No. And that dude he's done. That dude's done. He needs to go. And I heard he said this is going to probably be his last season. It needs to be. It needs to be. You need to go.
Yes.
It's almost hard to watch him play because he just, not saying he was ever a pretty quarterback because he's never been a pretty quarterback. But dude, this is just go, please.
No, please stay. Please stay, Ben.
Please stay.
Don't go.
He's gone. No, I think this is his last season. This is his last season. But just the beatdown, the total beatdown was surprising.
Okay. My biggest surprise for the week was the Washington football team beating the Seahawks on Monday Night Football at home. Tyler.
Barely.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Dude, when you texted me what happened at the end of that game, dude, because I fell asleep. I was watching it, but I fell asleep. And that's why when I texted you, I was like, oh, they won. But dude, I did not know that drama went down, son, at the end of the game.
I couldn't. I don't know how I survived. The drama was, first of all, as everybody knows, we don't win at home on Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it's
just a statistic we can't get away from. So automatically we were going to lose. It was Russell Wilson's birthday too. So then it was like, it's Russell's birthday. It's Monday night. We're playing at home. It's an L. Just chalk it up as an L. And damn sure they tried to make it one. They tried so hard to make it an L, man. We lost our kicker. We couldn't kick field goals. We couldn't score on fourth down to ice the game because we couldn't kick. If we kicked a field goal, the game would have been over because they were too far back to do anything. But, of course, our kicker couldn't kick. We couldn't score. He drove 96 yards for a touchdown. All he needed was a 2-point conversion. Didn't get that. Needed the onside kick. Got the onside kick, but it was illegal formation. So they had to re-kick it. Nearly got it a second time. And all these things are taking reviews, are just taking time. And I'm sitting there like, dude, this game needs to be over because they're going to win. It was freaking me out. Somehow we pulled out a 17-15 win Monday Night Football. If we win this game today against the Raiders, it will put us in contention because we played Dallas twice for the division. So
yeah, you guys are the 7th seed right now. Hurry in the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't want that. I want the division.
Hey, I hear you, man.
I want the division. So we'll see. But yes, that was a big surprise because it was Monday night we won. You're 100% correct. But that Bengals game was just disturbing to watch. Just disturbing. I just think that his better days are way gone, and it's time for him to pull up shop.
Well, the AFC West, man, that's a very interesting division. Everybody's 6-5, except for the Chiefs, who are 7-4, who righted the ship. This was a game we talked about a lot last week. The Broncos and the Chargers, man. You had the Chargers, I had the Broncos, and the Broncos pretty much beat the Chargers pretty handily, man.
Yeah, it was 28-13. I don't even know what happened. I had no idea what happened with the Chargers. The Chargers are this team where I feel like they're going to go on a run or do something, and they don't. They scored 13 points in that game. They really didn't do a lot. And the Broncos don't have anything to scare you. But they're also 6-5. Again, they blanked Dallas. They've had these games, but they have games where they look horrible, and they won. So, that West, dude, that is crazy. But I feel like the Chargers should be much better than what they are. They really should be.
Yeah.
Especially with the weapons they have. It doesn't. Yeah. Again, the Broncos defense, without what's his name?
Von Miller.
Yeah, Von Miller has still been great.
Yeah.
It's still been great. They've still been dominating. So, the Broncos are this team that I haven't figured out. That division is a division I haven't figured out.
Yeah, if the Broncos had like a legit quarterback, they'd be pretty dangerous, man.
Yeah, but the teams they lost to pretty good teams. Again, that crazy game against the Eagles where they looked like they just didn't show up, and that was at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Their losses, they lost to Baltimore, they lost to Pittsburgh, they lost 4 in a row. It was Pittsburgh, the Raiders, and the Browns. Then they won 3 out of their last 4. So, and then the next game is Monday night against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Or Sunday night.
Well, we gotta talk about this game. Last week there was a retirement party hosted by the Miami Dolphins, and we may have thought Cam was back, but I think they sent him into retirement last week because he was, as you would say, horrible last week. Good Lord, 33-10. The Dolphins, the second hottest team in the NFL right now, won 4 straight, man. They've gone from 1-7 to 5-7. And looking at the Dolphins' schedule, man, they're going to make the playoffs. They're only going to lose one more game this year, man. And
so again, don't jinx them because that's what you're good at doing.
Have you seen their schedule?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what their schedule says. It's about winning. You take it each week and winning that game. It's winning game by game. Don't look at the schedule. If I was Flores, I always say we have 1 game season every week.
I'm not a coach, so I can look at the schedule. All right, I'll put it to you like this: as long as Tua stays healthy, because Jacoby Brissett stinks, he shouldn't even be on the NFL roster. So as long as
he's better than still somebody,
that guy's hard. He's horrible, man. He's horrible. That's the only reason why the Ravens lost to the Dolphins was because we sacked him and he got hurt. That's
what you get for sacking him. Should have kept him in the game.
Yeah. No, I was so mad too. I was like, dang.
I'm not a person that looks at our schedule. I've never been that person. I've never agreed with the whole looking at the schedule and this is, we should win this, we should win that. I'm never that way because everything's a trap. It's like in Star Wars. It's a trap. Everything's a trap. I don't trust it. We don't know who's going to be healthy, what the weather's going to be, what's going to happen, whatever the case is. I always look at each game differently. I really do. I've always been like that.
Well, their schedule, they have an easy schedule down the road. Their last 5 games are pretty easy. We'll see what happens. The Colts had a chance to take out the Buccaneers. They couldn't do it. Tom Brady, did his thing. Let's see. The Patriots beat the Titans. That wasn't surprising to me. The Giants beat the Eagles. This is another game I called last week.
Yeah, you did. And I didn't know that Jalen Hurts is Hurts.
Yeah.
I guess he got hurt in that game.
Yeah.
He had another bad game. He had a horrible game, and I think he came off a game where he had a really good game against Denver. who has this defense, and they put 30 on them. And again, I know this is the NFC East, and I said it then. I wanted the Eagles to win because I needed the Giants to lose more.
Yeah,
I didn't want them to get momentum, even though it was the ugly 13-7 game. It was just the Giants just played just a little bit better to beat the Eagles.
Yep. A game I did not get right. The Jets beat the Texans, man. I mean, that was the game of the week right there. And Zach Wilson, man, he led the Jets to victory. So
I know, over the great Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah. The Packers. Man, look, what's going on with the Rams? Have they lost 3 in a row? I think they've lost 3 in a row now. I think Stafford had another pick 6 in this game.
Yeah, because he reverted back to how he usually used to play against Green Bay. But yeah, the Rams lost 3 in a row. The Titans, the 49ers, who they can't ever seem to beat, which is still weird to me, and the Packers. But they'll be okay today.
Who they play? Oh, they played Jacksonville today?
Yeah.
Oh God.
They'll be all right. They'll be all right today.
Oh boy. The Vikings, they I think I got this one wrong too. They lost to the 49ers.
Because you believe in the Vikings. You believe in that quarterback for some reason.
No, it's not so much him. It's just Shanahan. I'm not.
Yeah. I knew they were playing at home. I knew they were going to win this game. They were right to win this game.
I didn't realize they have a winning record now. That's pretty good. But last but not least, the Ravens beat the Browns in spite of Lamar Jackson's worst game of his career. 4 interceptions. But what shocked me the most about this game was the total shutdown of Nick Chubb. Especially with no Calais Campbell, I still don't know how the Ravens pulled that one off, man. But hey, great for them. And as we speak today, the Ravens, yes, your Baltimore Ravens stand atop of the AFC and are somehow the number 1 seed, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the Ravens to me are like Cincinnati. Like they're like one of the top teams, but they're not really a top team. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're number 1 right now, but they're not really number 1. A lot of their wins have been on last minute drives and stuff like that. I mean, we're so banged up. Look, it really is a reflection on Harbaugh and Lamar Jackson, man, because this team should not be the number 1 seed right now. So no, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. All right, man. Let's do our predictions for this week. We're in week 13 already, Hurt?
Yeah, we got like 17 more to go, I think.
Week 13.
Right. Let's run through this quickly. Tampa Bay, Atlanta. Who you got?
I'm taking the Bucks.
Taking the Bucks. Arizona, Chicago. Who you got? Kyler Murray should be back.
I'm going to take
one and DeAndre.
I'm taking the Bears at home.
I'm taking Arizona.
All right.
Chargers. Our Chargers that we talked about on the road against said Cincinnati.
I hate to say it, but Cincinnati's going to win this game.
Yeah, it's the battle of young stud quarterbacks. So it's going to be fun to watch. I might actually kind of tune into this game if it's on TV, which it might be. So, but I think Cincinnati's going to win this game.
Okay.
Soda on the road against Detroit.
They're 7-point favorites. I'm taking the Lions outright. I'll take the points, and I'm taking them to win the game.
All right. I got the Vikings winning. The Giants going down to Miami to play the Dolphins.
Wow.
Devontae Parker off that injured list should be back for this game.
Oh, yeah. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins number 1. I'm taking the Dolphins today, man.
Oh, man. I don't think that's going to make Dan happy. I'm taking Miami because I need them to beat the Giants.
Okay.
Philly, without Jalen Hurts, it seems. I forgot who their backup is. Gardner Minshew will take on the New York Jets. Who you got?
I'm not picking the Jets at all for the rest of the year. So Eagles.
This is the battle of green. There's green on green violence going on here.
Yeah.
The Kermit Bowl.
Yeah, it's not easy being green, Hurt.
Yeah. Philly. I'm picking the Jets.
What?
I'm picking the Jets.
Dude, you threw me off. I thought you said Eagle. Wait, had to do a double take. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I'm picking the Jets.
All right.
Indy on the road against the great Tyrod Taylor. Houston. Who we got?
I'm taking the Colts in this one, man.
I'm taking the Colts because the great Tyrod Taylor is not going to win this one. The Rams at home against Jacksonville. Who you
got? I mean, there's no way the Rams are losing this game. So,
yeah, I got the Rams. Washington 5-6 on the road against Vegas. Who you got?
I'm taking the Washington football team to win on the road.
All right, I'm taking the Raiders. It's a hard game. It's a West Coast thing. Washington is McKissick. Their backup cornerback is out. They have some secondary injuries as well. So they have to overcome that.
Ugh.
Yeah, they have to overcome that. But I'm picking the Raiders.
All right.
So it's going to be a tough game anyway. We got the surging San Francisco 49ers on the road against the not surging Seattle Seahawks. Who you got?
Seahawks stink. And not even they suck so bad, not even Russell Wilson can steer them out of this suckage. So I'm taking 49ers.
If Russell Wilson looked right, I would at least somewhat right. I would pick them to win this game. But everything's off about that team. Everything. Yeah. So I'm picking the 49ers. The 425, the division rivalry. Baltimore, the number one team in the AFC, on the road facing the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll go first. I'm picking Baltimore. Who you got?
I'll go second. I'm picking the Steelers. Somehow TJ freaking Watt got out.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. TJ Watt. But I'm picking Baltimore because they won a game where their quarterback was horrible. He's not going to be that bad this game, even though TJ Watt will get to him because that's what TJ Watt does.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in Ben. I don't believe in that team. So I got Baltimore winning this game. It's going to be an ugly game, but I have Baltimore win this game on a Justin Tucker field.
I will say this, and I will keep saying this. The Ravens have the worst offensive line in football, and that scares the heck out of me. TJ Watt coming off the COVID list scares the heck out of me. Lamar Jackson, even though he's been in the league for 4 years, he's only started 2 games against Pittsburgh. He's 1-1, and he's never really had like a great game against them. So, yeah, this one makes me nervous. TJ Watt scares the heck out of me. I'm going Pittsburgh.
Sunday night game, we got said Denver Broncos traveling to KC for control of the AFC West. Who you got?
Chiefs in a blowout.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, Denver's been good so far, winning 3 out of the last 4. Going into this, KC hasn't been themselves. KC's going to win this game.
Don't believe that.
Yeah. Speaking of control of divisions, the Monday night game, the 8-4 Patriots going to Orchard Park to play the 7-4 Buffalo Bills. Who's circling the wagons in Orchard Park?
I really, really don't like rooting for the Bills in this one, but I'm please, Buffalo, please beat these dudes, please. I just can't. I cannot take it. Like I hate the Patriots. Like this is weird, but the Patriots are almost. No, I shouldn't say that. Because they're not quite there, but they're approaching Duke territory for me.
The Patriots are ahead of Pittsburgh as far as your hatage.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That's not even.
Yeah, that's
not even close.
No, I don't hate Pittsburgh as much as I hate the
Patriots.
You know, because at least like Pittsburgh has a coach that I like. You know what I mean? Like, and I have respect for that.
You don't like the Emperor Palpatine? I mean, come on now. I might just do the show. Let me cut some sleeves off. And I'll just do the show one week and just
Oh man, you got that matching hoodie too. That gray hoodie he wears. Yeah, dude, I can't take it. So yeah, I gotta root for I gotta pick the Bills. Please, Bills beat these dudes. And we got the Manning cast. We got Manning night football this week.
I know. How come they weren't there for the last game? I was pretty upset about that.
Yeah.
I literally had to watch the regular people. so I wanted the Mannings on for our game, huh?
They're so bad, by the way. That production is
they're
so
better
bad.
without Booger being there, but it's still not. It's still kind of.
But you know, I will say this much: after watching college football yesterday, I think Booger was great doing college ball. Like I think
he's
Booger,
perfect.
Yeah,
dude is perfect for college football.
Like,
it's
like,
night and day.
Yeah, I was like, wow, this is where he should be. He's so much better.
He fits Saturdays way more than he fits Sundays. Yeah. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird. But yes, that's where he belongs, man.
Yeah.
He's so much better on Saturdays.
Yeah.
It's so weird. But yeah, I got, I don't know who Buffalo is right now, but I seem to know who New England is. So I'm picking New England.
Yeah, of course.
So in the Thursday night game, we have Steelers at Vikings, which is a game I'm not even going to watch. I ain't gonna lie. So, what do you got?
I just have no faith. I gotta pick the Steelers because I have no faith in Kirk Cousins, dude. I don't have faith that Kirk Cousins is, for as bad as this Steelers defense is, I have no faith that he can beat a Steelers defense at home on a short week. That's a shame. That's a shame. I had no faith that this guy could beat this bad of a Steelers defense at home on a short week, and I'm still gonna pick the Steelers. That's a shame.
Yeah, their running game's hurt. The Vikings, even though I feel like they're gonna win today because it's Detroit, they're gonna lose this game. I have Steelers winning on Thursday night.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it for today. And next week's like rivalry week in the NFL. So a lot of big games next week. Excuse me, as well in NFL. So, but thank you everybody for tuning in. I know it's late. We will get to our Survivor next week because we'll definitely won't be any college football. The only game will be next week is Army Navy. So we'll just talk.
Yeah, and that's the penultimate episode too. So yeah, we're definitely talking about Survivor next week.
Oh yeah, definitely. And it was a good week. Survivor has been good these last couple weeks, so I've been enjoying it. But thank you everybody.
This is probably one of the few times I'm actually rooting for a Cowboy to win it all. So,
okay, good, because he's not going to win. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. NYMD podcast, of course. You can find us on the Spreaker, Stitcher apps, iHeartRadio, Spotify. You can also, we're on the socials, as everybody says, Facebook, IG, Twitter. And of course, you can see us. We're on StreamYard and on YouTube, NYMD podcast. Everybody have a safe week. Enjoy Christmas, and do not watch any Christmas movies until at least next week. Thank you, everybody. Have a good one.
Peace out, y'all.